107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
South Carolina 35-13. They thump Kentucky. Yep, 2 defensive touchdowns. I don't want to hear the BS about, like, well, you can't count on that in every game. No, you can't. But there's a lot of things you can't count on in every game. You don't. Every game stands on its own merit. You can't count on Vakari Swain to run 2 punts back. You can't count on Oklahoma getting 9 sacks against Auburn in their victory over that. There's so many things. Like, football games, just they play out in a certain way. And on Saturday night, South Carolina's defense turned up the heat. They took advantage of a young quarterback making his first ever road start, and that's what you got to do. And Tyler, you asked me last week, you said, well, what's kind of the history? You said, what do you remember about guys, backup quarterbacks, or guys making kind of their first start, so forth? It wasn't his first true start ever, but having their way with South Carolina. And on Saturday night, South Carolina did what you're supposed to do. When you got a brand new quarterback out there, a guy who's a little green behind the ears, you go out and you beat him up a little bit and you take advantage of him. Kudos to Clayton White and the staff for doing that and not sitting back and going, all right, well, we're just going to play the run and hope we get out of here and survive.
Yeah, they loaded the box, took the run away, and said, all right, kid, go out there and try and beat us. And, again, he had some shakiness to his throwing before he came to South Carolina, but you obviously saw that on display. And, man, I kind of felt bad for him by the end of the game because they were teeing off on him at that point. But you're right. You know, you can't rely on the defense to actually physically give you 14 points every single game or the special teams to run a punt back for a touchdown every single week, but you can rely on them being opportunistic to give you opportunities, right? So let's just say Gerald Kilgore didn't run that interception all the way back. He still would have gotten the ball at the Kentucky 45-yard line or something like that. If JT Gear doesn't run it in for a touchdown, you're still getting in plus territory. Those are the kind of things your defense can do because, and this has been a consistent thing in the Beamer Beamer era with Clayton White as defensive coordinator, they're really good at generating takeaways. So while they may not physically score the points, they can put you in position to score the points on offense if they continue to take the ball away.
You give me daytime baseball when it's meaningful.
Sure.
When every pitch means something, I'm all in, and so I come out of my slumber. I start looking around. Ooh, how about that? Did you know that so-and-so's in the playoffs? Are you aware of this player?
Yeah.
You know, and this is where I start to really love Major League Baseball this time of year.
Yeah, and the games mean something. Like you said, Wild Card Series start today, and you're setting the table for the Divisional Series and Championship Series and all that kind of stuff. And baseball's such a funny sport because, like, for college football, yes, we focus on our individual team, but you have the opportunity to watch everybody over the course of a given weekend. You know a lot about just about all the major players in college football over a given week. And same thing with the NFL. But baseball is such a singular team-focused sport because typically when the Braves are playing, well, guess what? Everybody else is playing too. So unless you do have the, MLB TV package where you can bounce around and watch a lot of games, you're primarily watching your team. But when October comes around, especially if your team's not in it, you finally get to see a lot more of these other teams that you maybe otherwise wouldn't get to see outside of Sunday Night Baseball or Wednesday Night Baseball or some of the national games they have on TBS and Apple TV and stuff like that. So this is your opportunity to really immerse yourself into teams that you don't know everything about and see who's going to, come out on top at the end of October.